Okay, so welcome to today's video. Today is going to be a different one because, you know what, I saw this thing on Facebook, right? So, there's Zing Australia, where Zing Pop Culture Australia, where I get all my pops and stuff from as well. So, I go in there. But someone obviously wanted to do something while we're in quarantine, and they made an ultimate pop character bracket, so to speak. And I have a lot of problems with this bracket. Whoever did it has no idea what they're talking about. So you're about to see on screen the bracket that they made, and it consists of Batman, which I do agree with. I do agree Batman should be on there. 11 from Stranger Things, questionable. Iron Man, questionable. Regina George from Mean Girls. I mean, what? Then you got Professor Snape, Black Widow, Ellen Ripley, and Darth Vader. I got a lot of problems with this. Okay, so first of all, 11 from Stranger Things, I don't think should be on there at all. Do not think so. Regina George should definitely not be on this list. Like, we're talking the ultimate pop culture character. No one gives a fuck about her after Mean Girls. Ellen Ripley, I wouldn't really say she is now. It's more so, it would have been more back when Alien was massive. Now they've gone different direction in that, so I wouldn't consider her on there. Black Widow, I wouldn't consider her on there either. Professor Snape, I could see you choosing Snape, but I would choose someone else from the Harry Potter franchise, as in like a Harry Potter would be my first choice over Snape. Iron Man, I wouldn't have on this either. I don't think Iron Man is that big. He's big now because of the MCU. He's been relevant for, what, 11 years? That's the only reason why. If we're talking the ultimate pop culture character, longevity has to play a part in this. And you have to understand that there are bigger characters in the pop culture space that are way bigger than Iron Man. So I devised my own bracket that I'm going to talk about, because I think my bracket is 10 times better than their bracket. If they need someone to give them characters for another bracket, come ask me, Zing, because whoever did that has no idea what they're talking about. So these are the characters I've included in my bracket. I have got Goku and Pikachu representing the anime space, because to me, they are probably the two biggest animated characters of their genre in that particular space. Then I've got Superman and Spider-Man, Batman and Wonder Woman, who I think are the 4 biggest superhero names and the most well-known superheroes of all time. I definitely believe Spider-Man is the biggest Marvel character in pop culture history. I think he's way bigger than Iron Man, way bigger than all of them. That's me. Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, the names speak for themselves. And then you got Darth Vader and Harry Potter in the movie space, so to speak. So I'm going to go in and do my bracket. So let's get into this bracket now. I've got Goku vs Pikachu first up in the animated battle of the century. And to me, as big as Pikachu is, I think there's other characters within the actual Pokemon world that more people gravitate to, like a Charizard, like Mewtwo, Mew. So I think it's more expanded upon. Pikachu is definitely well known, but I think Goku edges this one. I think Goku is the biggest animated character of all time. Like, Goku is such a massive thing. He's even going to be a poster boy for the Olympics. He is massive, and I think everyone knows who Goku is. I think Goku is a bigger animated character than Pikachu, so Goku's going through this round. Then we got Superman vs Spider-Man. This one is very, very tough to pick. I mean, this is so hard to pick between these two. There are so many supporting arguments to support both of these, and they are both massive. But for me, I have to give the edge to Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man just is more catering to the kids as well, the young kids. And I think you see Spider-Man is a bit more relevant, to say the least, now than Superman is. I think more kids are connecting with Spider-Man more so than Superman. But these are two giant, massive titans of the pop culture, but I'm going to give the slight edge to Spider-Man. Then we got Batman vs. Wonder Woman, the biggest woman superhero of all time in Wonder Woman. A massive, massive, massive character up against one of the most iconic characters in Batman. One character that most people have in their top 10 all-time character list. Like, Batman is so massive. I am going to have to give the edge to Batman on this one. I think there's just something about Batman that draws everyone to him. Don't get me wrong, Wonder Woman is absolutely amazing and is a great character. I just think when she comes up against Batman, I think Batman has the edge for me. Then we got Darth Vader versus Harry Potter. And as much as I love Darth Vader, I think he's massive compared to Harry Potter. Darth Vader's been doing this for 40 years. He's been doing this for decades. I mean, fucking decades. Harry Potter is massive now. He's massive in the pop culture. I'm not even going to deny that. He's a massive, massive influence in the pop culture. But Darth Vader's been doing it for longer. He has longevity. He's a better character than Harry Potter. And Darth Vader moves, this is probably the easiest one to pick. And he moves forward in this bracket. Goku vs. Spider-Man. Now, I'm going to remove all my fucking bias here. All my bias towards Dragon Ball, Goku and that is going to be removed. And I'm going to see this objectively. And I'm going to look at it. And I'm going to tell you right now, as big as Goku is in animation, and as big as a pop culture character he is, I have to give this to Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man is the bigger character. I think Spider-Man's absolutely huge. And I don't think Goku's as big as him. And the longevity of Spider-Man, I think, outweighs Goku. So Spider-Man's moving on to the final round. Batman versus Darth Vader. Now, again, gonna remove my bias again from this and look at this objectively. As big as Darth Vader is, as massive as he is, this one's actually close. But what tips me over the scale for Batman to win this one is the longevity. I just think Batman's been around longer and more relevant for a longer period of time than Darth Vader. And I still think to this day, Batman is one of the most iconic characters, and everyone, and I mean everyone, knows who Batman is. So to me, Batman edges this one and goes through to the final. Now we got Batman versus Spider-Man in the final, and I tell you what, this is absolutely huge. This is the hardest one to pick. You've got the ultimate Marvel character in Spider-Man, the biggest Marvel character of all time, versus the DC biggest character from their comics, Batman. Who is going to win, Spider-Man or Batman? This isn't about who is stronger or anything like that. This is their influence, the longevity, how relevant they've been. What is their role in this pop culture space, and who is the ultimate character? This one is so hard to decide. I mean, this is one of the hardest ones to pick. And I'm going to use, the only way I can separate these is by looking at it and going right down the middle. Like, I have to go right down and just nitpick out of these two. And I think the way that we've had more movies on Batman, more iterations of Batman, and I just think Batman edges Spider-Man in the longevity just. And I think more people, I mean, it's so tough. This one is one of the hardest ones. I'm gonna give the edge to Batman. I think I've got to give the edge to Batman. I think Batman wins it. Batman is the ultimate pop culture character, in my opinion. So let me know in the comments, who is your ultimate pop culture character? What would your bracket look like? Let me know. Do you agree? Do you not? Which ones don't you agree with? I would love to hear it. Did I miss anyone that you think should be in this 8? I would love to hear it. Give us a like, subscribe, and see you guys next video. Peace out.